Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Go Science. My name is Luke, and we are off to the Everton v Roma game at the brand new Dickinson Stadium. Now, one thing I want to do as well is just get something out of the way and see how long it actually takes to get from Moorfields to the stadium. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk down probably the most efficient route I can, and I'm also going to log it on my phone just so we can get the best route possible, well, the best time possible, without running or anything like that, just walking. Now, one thing to take into account, I've got a fairly long gait when it comes to walking. I walk close to some less fit people's ability to jog. So let's take that into account as well. So we'll probably add maybe 10% if need to be. But yeah, right, off we go. Right, so as you've seen there from the little graphic detail, we are now here at the stadium, and it took us, let's see, this is very unprofessional, apologies. It took us a total of 26 minutes, 23 seconds, and 2 kilometers 57, and a pace of about 10 kilometers, well, 10 minutes per kilometer. That's not too bad, all things considered. And as I said, I'm a physically fit, agile, and active person. So I can move with a bit more pace than, say, you know, someone who's getting on in years, someone who's unfit, or someone who's, you know, struggling mobility-wise. So I think someone who is struggling with their mobility or anything like that, they will find it a fair bit more difficult in that sort of regard. But I will say this, I've just spoken to someone then, Derek, who actually watched the channel. If you've seen this, how's it going, mate? Thank you very much for following the channel. He himself has just said getting to the stadium, what he's done is he's got here with a decent amount of time. So he got here about 11:15, but he went via Kirby to Watton Lane, parked up there, and he went via Kirby to Sandhills and then walked down. He said it took him 10-20 minutes. So if you're able to give yourself time to spare, so you get here around 3 to 4 hours early, then that's great. You can get here with no issues whatsoever. I think the way the stadium is designed, though, this stadium is built with the intent of you coming in as early as possible and staying for as long as possible. As long as you keep the prices clever, well, keep the prices sensible, don't overcharge your fans, and just, you know, try and give them a nice variety of stuff. Then they're going to come here 3-4 hours early. They're going to come in, enjoy the time, catch up with the mates, do everything like that, make it a whole day, and just enjoy it like that. I'm sorry, I've went a little bit off tangent on this one, but all in all, 2.5, maybe 3k to get from Moorfield to here, depends on what sort of route you take. There is a few little pinch points, so I was fortunate enough that the bridge itself is completely closed off, so you can just walk through. But there may be situations where that bridge might actually be open, and you're going to have to use the side pieces. That might be a potential pinch point. Also, the roundabout by where Alexandra Tower is, that could be a potential pinch point. But other than that, there isn't very much to really slow you down. It's quite an easy walk to get to here. So yeah, right, next bit of footage will most likely be inside the stadium, so see you there. I do apologise, guys. I will have to talk over this little section of it. It's just for the fact that Z Cars itself is actually copyrighted, and if I was to leave this uninterrupted and whole, it would interfere with the copyright, and this video wouldn't be able to be monetized. Apologies on this one, but most of the other sections of the video will be uninterrupted and pretty much standard. But yeah. Okay, so the match is over now. Been having a little bit of wander outside of the ground. At the moment, they're in the second half of the Legends game. I was able to see Jagielka's goal, and I saw Cooper's offside. But yeah, I'm having like a sort of little bit of a wander around right now. We're just having a look around the ground and whatnot. And it is lovely actually seeing down on the ground level. Seeing everything from up above is lovely. But when you're on the ground floor and actually seeing it, like, for example, so I'll actually functionally got it, yeah. So what's this? Historic line of Bramley Moor, dock. It's the dock wall. Established 1848. There are things that are sort of, you wouldn't see them if you just, see them from the drone, because obviously we've got a got a whole thing above us. It is something beautiful. It's something to admire. One thing I will tell you right now, what you got to take into account is, for probably say a good 5 to 10 games, well, 5 to 10 home games, this will feel like an away fixture, and things aren't going to go smoothly. Pretty much from the word go all the way through. It's not going to happen. You got to take this into account when it comes to these games, but it will be our home. Atmosphere is going to feel weird for a bit. Certain aspects of it will feel strange. It's going to feel alien for a bit, but take that into account when you come in here. Enjoy the experience, because this will be your first time coming to it. It's going to be a whole new thing for you, and it will take time for people to really get to grasp of what this is to us now. This is our new home and everything, but I can promise you this, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be amazing. We're going to put our souls into this ground. We're going to make this into the new lady. And the good thing is as well, we've still got Goodison there. We've still got the old lady. It's still a magnificent stadium. But we've now got something for the men's team and the women's team. The women's team are going to be playing here as well. But this is going to be something absolutely spectacular. I mean, just look at it. It's massive. It is absolutely massive. The scale from the year to this, the scale on the grounds is just night and day, honestly. I am probably rambling on here. I really don't care. I am enjoying this. I mean, look at the fence behind me. It still has nods to the old stadium in it. You've got the Archibald Litch design here. There's so much about this stadium that is going to be, it's going to have little remnants of the old stadium as well to it. I mean, even the brickwork has got it. I'm not going to show you that because it's very hard to see by the camera. I've tried my best to get it on camera, but you can't get it. It's very difficult. So when you come in person, just look at the brickwork and sort of look at it from a little bit of a distance in order to get that design. You will see it though, honestly. But yeah, I'm going to get back to the office and we're going to have a little talk about the game itself, because it is, I'm going to put this, it is something we do need to talk about. There's a few ways that need to be addressed, but for now, I'm going to get a few little beat clips going around the stadium and everything, just showing the little clippets. I'm not sure if this is a bit windy, but in any case, I'll see you at the office.
My name is on there.
Right, so we are back in the office, and as you can tell, I've changed. Now, in all fairness, I have actually probably taken a day to sort of really think about all this and mull it over and everything, because it's now, let's see, 7 o'clock in the evening on the 10th, so Sunday. So, the game itself, as I said, friendly game. Kind of a mood atmosphere, but this is what I was expecting. It's a brand new stadium. A lot of people were spending a lot of time around the concession areas and everything like that, getting the food, getting the drink, doing other bits like that. So I can understand it. You could even see in the videos the capacity wasn't as full, but people did come up as time was going on and everything like that. But you would more or less having like a change of people. One thing of note from my own personal experience, the food and drink do need a fair bit of improvements. Just the concession areas overall do need a fair bit of improvements. It's still very industrial and grey. And I mean, to be fair, I'm wearing the shoes from yesterday and they're still grey. There's a fair bit of concrete dust still around the area, so that is something that I'm hoping potentially it could be something that could be getting dealt with over the course of time, like just with general foot traffic and everything like that. And as they start, doing like the painting and the cleaning and the upgrading and everything like that inside of the stadium, those things will be dealt with. But that is obviously something that will need to be dealt with. So let's say, for argument's sake, you're wearing really nice stuff, you're wearing your nice shoes and everything like that, going to the game. You come back and they're just covered in grey dust. It's going to be it's a bit of a nuisance. It's not something to, you know, it's not something to cry about. It's a minor nuisance at that. But other than that, like I said, the concession areas, the food and drink, they do need a significant improvement. From my personal experience, we went down to get me and my mum went down to go and get some food and a drink, and we went down on the 30-minute mark. Now, when we came back up, it was half time. It was probably well into half time at that. So we're talking we took probably around 20-25 minutes. Now, bear in mind, the queue wasn't that long when we got to it. But when we got to the front of the queue, we asked for, what was it? It was the shredded beef one. No, it wasn't shredded beef. It was before that one. It was like some deluxe one, and it was like £9. So it was £9 per one, and we got a drink and we got a drink as well. So we got 2 of them and 2 drinks. Now, at the time we went down there, I got a Pepsi Max. My mum got a Fanta or a Tango. I'm not sure what she got. But they gave us in the cups. Now, good to see that they're using like the full cardboard sort of thing. So it was basically a cardboard cup, cardboard lid, and a cardboard straw. I know a lot of people are going on about, like the cardboard straws being crap, but that's, obviously that's a thing that we've had for years now, since bloody all the fast food joints and everything have gone to them cardboard straws. They become useless after about 5-10 minutes. But I do think the cardboard lids is a really good piece. I think if you were to ditch the plastic lids, bring back the plastic straws and have the cardboard lids, that reduces your plastics a lot more than the whole cardboard straw and the plastic lid still. Unless you're using that corn. I think it's corn. You use a corn starch to make plastic as well. So you can use that and it's biodegradable. It takes about 3 to 5 years for it to properly biodegrade or something like that. I'm thinking this off the top of my head, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. But yeah, so gone off topic as usual. So yeah. So one of the things of note, it took them nearly 10 minutes just to sort out the food. And the one we originally got, they came back with literally just the little potato ball things and says, "We're sorry, this is all we didn't have the stuff for the other bits." And we both looked at each other and was like, "So you charge us £9 a piece for them?" No. So we ended up changing our order and getting the pulled beef in the end, which was nice. I will admit, it was actually quite nice. I ended up getting a chunk with a bit of fat in, but I'm not too fussed about that. I'll eat. So yeah, so that was a bit of a nuisance. And when we got the drinks as well, they just tasted like soda water. There was no real flavour in them. I opened up the Pepsi Max one. It was coloured, but there was just no flavour to it. So I ended up getting the 7-Up one. That still had a lot of flavour to it, and it was great. What else? And in all honesty, there was a little bit of carnage around the food areas and everything. I haven't tried the chicken place. One of the chicken place is really good. I didn't get to try that one. I say I didn't get to try it. I didn't try it. But that might be one that I might try in the future. But in all fairness, I did actually walk past that area and it was absolutely rammed. Now, bear in mind, this was the end of the main game going into the Legends game. So that was to be expected. A lot of people were down there having a drink, having all that stuff. And it was good to see that the prices weren't true to what we saw on the preview image. They're actually a fair bit cheaper. Well, I'll say a fair bit. I think they were like £6.50 or £6.75. A few people were mentioning to me as well, the paying system was a bit glitched. Because I know a few people were getting pints, so they were buying like 2 pints at a time. But the system was glitching. I'm not sure whether it was glitching or whether it was one of those where you buy one, get one free. Or maybe it was a 2-for-1 offer. I don't know. But the system was charging them. It was meant to be like, I don't know, £6.30 to £6.90 or something like that. But they were buying 2 and only getting charged at £6.90 or £6.30 or something. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, so apologies on that one. Also, the self-service as well. So with the self-service system, it was quite clever how they did it. I remember Amazon were doing this with a shop in the States. So what they do is you basically scan your payment card. So you scan your debit cards or your credit cards or whatever you're going to use to pay for your food and drink. You go in, you get it, and you just walk out with it. Because there's absolutely dozens of cameras basically right above you. And they're watching every single step you do. So when you pick something up, let's say for argument's sake, you pick something up, you sort of have a look around and go, actually, I don't want this. Put it back, go get something else. You go, actually, no, I don't want that. Put it back, get something else. It will watch you doing that. And then by the time you walk out to the other side of the gates, it knows exactly what you've gotten. And apparently, according to people, within an hour, it will charge you the proper price. But however, when you first go in, it will charge you £20. Which, you know what? There was also glitches on that as well. So it took longer than expected, according to a few people. My one didn't have any hitches. I bought the donut. It was nice. It wasn't as nice as the first test event one. The first test event one had like a toffee filling inside. The one I got this time, it was just a plain full-on donut. No hole in the middle or anything like that. It was just a plain donut with like blue icing on top and the Everton crest on top. And it was nice. It was nice, honestly. The bloody icing got everywhere though. The icing does get everywhere with them things. But yeah. So that system has a few glitches. Apparently some people getting undercharged, some people getting overcharged. So these are kinks that are going to get worked out. But one thing though I will say is they need to seriously sort out how you get into the stadium. And this is me doing it via a third party, in all honesty. I'm passing this on through another person. But a lot of people trying to get in via the West Stand apparently would only able to get through via one turnstile. I cannot back up the validity on this, but what I do think needs to be sort of looked into is rather than you just going through one turnstile, you get given like a wide variety. So let's say you're going into the upper terraces. You should be given a set loads of turnstiles and say, right, these turnstiles you can go to get to the upper get to your area. We, however, recommend you go via this turnstile. So instead of them saying, right, you need to go through this turnstile, they need to say, right, we recommend you go through this turnstile, but you can go through this turnstile, this turnstile, this turnstile, or this turnstile. Basically, give them a wide array and just say, if you go through via these other turnstiles, it will take you longer to get to your seat. This will help people, I think, sort of stop the crowding in a way, because I know when we got to turnstile 11, you can probably even see it in this video, it is actually put in there, there was a horde of people. Now, bear in mind, they were getting through quick enough, but if you have someone who's not exactly tech savvy on their own doing this, it might take a while longer. The good thing is the stewards are helpful in that sort of regard, so great on them for doing that. But what else? One thing as well, near the end of a game, so let's say you want to let's say one of your mates says, right, I'm gonna get off, and you want to sort of see them off, just make sure they get down all right, and anything like that. They might be a particularly vulnerable person. You might want to just help them down, make sure they get out of the stadium okay, and then go back to your seat. This wasn't the case for me. It was very difficult to get back to my seat for the Legends game, because I was seeing my mum out so she could get out. She wants to go a little bit earlier. She wants to go and do some stuff and wants to catch up with someone. So I helped her. Well, I sort of saw it out because I didn't want her just going down the stairs on her own. She didn't know the area. I didn't know the area. So I just wanted to be there to make sure that she was okay getting out. So we got down to the escalators. And the thing is, both escalators were going down. So normally you'd think, okay, one up, one down, make it a little bit easier. But no, they have both escalators going down. So once I got down to my floor, it was like, okay, how do I get back up? So the stewards was helpful in this regard as well. The stewards were very helpful and very accommodating. They allows you to sort of get around the stadium where you needed to. So what they did is they opened up the door so I could access the lower to get to a lift to get up to the upper stand. The only thing was that lift was on the east stand. They just said, right, go down here, go here, you'll find a lift. I didn't have a fucking clue where that lift was. So I was basically wandering around, getting a little bit frustrated. I ended up going by one of the exits near the east stand and said, look, I'm really sorry. I want to get back up to my seat. I'm in the upper south. Where's a lift? They're like, okay. Escorted me around to a lift. Lovely. Got myself up there. Lifts were nice as well. Really nice little lifts in there. Got up there. I ran into Julia as well, Julia Bolt. Had a nice little convo with her before she went out and went to my seat. It was good to get back to my seat, and it was really good that the people are very helpful in that regard. But I do think, in my personal opinion, the escalators still need to be one up, one down. I don't think you would have too much of an issue getting out of the stadium in a timely manner with one down escalator and one up escalator. But I do think, you know what? I think I might scratch this one in all honesty. I think the two down escalators is probably essential, especially with it coming to the final whistle, just so you can actually get out the stadium in a time, man. I do think if you end up having people funneled over to one set of escalators, it might become a bit of an issue. So having two of them helps filter it out and makes it a bit easier. But yeah, is there anything else I can really think of? I can't think of too much, to be honest. It was a very good experience, I will say that. Oh, yeah. So the Upper South is certainly not for the faint of heart, especially if you are, I would say, rows 40... Actually, no. Rows 45 to, say, 65. You're going to be tired. A lot of people going up those stairs. I was watching them. Now, bear in mind, I'm row 50. In this game, I was row 50, and my season ticket's row 50 as well. So, one of the things I noticed was a lot of people, especially people of an older generation, so let's say 60 onwards. That's a fair number. Most people 60 onwards, I was watching them going up them stairs, and around my row, they were stopping just to catch their breath. It was actually quite tiring for a lot of people because it is almost like a sheer vertical. It is quite literally a mountain to climb to get to your seat. And if you are the poor souls who are in row 65, all I can say is I hope you have amazing leg strength and you have amazing cardio because God help you. When the Legends game was kicking off, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go and see what 65 is like and look down. I got up there and I actually got up there and actually had to go, whew. I actually had to give myself a small breath because it was tiring. I went basically come out of the concessionaires and went straight up to 65. And it is a bit of it's a hike. It is honestly a hike. So if you are someone of an older generation or you are someone who hasn't got a good cardiovascular system, you haven't got good legs on them, or you're not sure-footed, if you're getting a ticket, don't go for 65 or high. I'd say try and find 40 or lower if you're going to do anything like that. Because going up there, you will struggle. It will do you in. But yeah. But overall, like I said, really loved the experience. Met so many of you guys there as well. Big shout out to everyone I ran into on that day. I had great conversations with people. Oh, one of the fans of the channel actually even said one thing that Everton could potentially do in future games, they're recommending that they do, is what they do in the Royal Ascot races. So what they normally do is while the game's ongoing, just pour in pints, get a bunch of pints out and ready to go. And when it comes, say, close to half-time or half-time, have like sections, so break it up. So you got like San Miguel's, you got your Budweisers, you got this, you got that, you got that. And you have like sections of them. So let's say you had, say, 40 or 50 of each one ready to go. And then when the people are coming down, they're saying, right, I want 2 Budweisers and San Miguel. 2 Budweisers, bam. San Miguel, bam. And it's ready to go. It then gets a nice flow going. So you're going to have like that initial influx of people are going to be dealt with. And then whilst that's going on, you have someone else ready to pour and replace up to a certain point. I would say 5 minutes before the second half kicks off, you stop getting the surplus and you start just getting that distributed. What you've got, that stock behind you, just getting that out to the fans and getting them all satisfied. And then when second half kicks off, let's say for argument's sake, the stewards are going to be quite decent with us and they're going to allow us to sort of stick around after the game for, say, an hour or two. Just to sort of, finish off the stock or whatever. Potentially then maybe getting a little bit more of a stockpile going on. But that's just my opinion. I don't even think I got to this. I wanted to get to this point. I've tried to go to this point 3 times as well. Lines. Or something along them lines. You need to give people like sort of like cordons or lines or something. Like painted lines. Just to say, right, you're going to queue up here. Something like that would work absolute miracles because people will follow those things as nice guidelines. Because with the lack of line system inside of the concession areas, inside of there, it caused a bit of chaos, in all honesty. You basically had snakes. You basically had a snake path to get to certain things, and it's not necessary. So I think a few lines just to help sort of guide people and funnel them into it will work an absolute treat. But other than that, I will say though it is surprisingly claustrophobic as well. When you've got a lot of fans down there, it is very tight. I mean, you've probably seen it in this earlier video today. Just me walking around. I'm not a big person by any means. I'm a decent, I'm a reasonably skinny person for your average football fan. So even I kind of struggled sort of getting between the fans and sort of weaving through. But to be honest, I expect that with, say, 14,000 fans, if they were all crammed into their respective areas, I would expect it to be quite tight in that sort of regard. But I think I think we have 50,000 in there today, according to a couple of sources. It was 50,000 fans inside that stadium. And I'd probably say about a quarter of them were in getting drinks and everything like that. And it was still fairly claustrophobic. Moving about, you're sort of having to sort of go through people and you're going, sorry, mate, sorry, excuse me, sorry, I need to get through. And just sort of, pushing through the crowds, which it's not ideal. But to be honest, this is something that you had at Goodison. I mean, Jesus Christ, in the lower Gladys. Anyone who's been a fan of the channel for a while, went to Goodison Park and was in the lower Gladys, Jesus Christ. A half time trying to get through there was an absolute bloody nightmare. Hell, just before kickoff, trying to get through there was a bloody nightmare because you have got literal gridlock inside there. Now, this is nowhere near as bad as that, but it's still something that you're going to need to get used to and adapt to. But yeah, overall, absolutely loved the experience. In regards to the match, we don't need to talk too much into that match. It was an unfortunate result. A few little loose ends that need sorting out. But, as I said, it's pre-season. It's the last pre-season now. We're kicking off next week, is it? Yeah, I think it's next week. We kick off... No. It's a week tomorrow. So, tomorrow's Monday. So, a week tomorrow, we're kicking off against Leeds at 8 o'clock. Why we got the late Monday one? I've got a fly buzzing right across my head here, and it's getting on my nerves. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but it's really driving me mad. But yeah, so we're at Ellen Road, and then the next game is against Brighton. I am looking forward to that game, at being the first actual home Premier League game, and hopefully by then we'll have 3 or 4 more signings. Well, probably 5 or 6 more signings through the door. We do need a lot of people to try and fill in the gaps, because we are still in need of, say, 2 right backs, 2 right wingers. I mean, Drewsbury Hall is a wagyu steak of a player. Honestly, he is a wagyu steak of a player. Watching him play, even though it was only even just with it being his first game, his touch, his passing, his distributing is just top notch. I think a midfield of him, Idrissa Gueye, Iliman and Dye, that's magnifique. We just need to Tierney Barry to sort of get him smoothed out a little bit so he can get the rawness out of him a bit, try and get him into a more refined player. I think he'll be an absolute cracking little player for us. He's got good pace, mobility. He knows a good shot and a good pass. He just has a bit of a rough one with this being like the first home game and everything. But I think it's going to be a good season. Honestly, it is going to be a good season as long as we can get the signings. Rumour is apparently we are getting Jack Grealish. Yay. But I just hope we're not paying 300 grand a week, because he's currently making about 300 grand a week. I hope for the love of God, we're not paying that. Hell, if we're paying half of that, I'll be happy, because that's what, 7.5, 8 million. So you got to take that into account. You got a guy for the year play, and he's worth 7.5, 8 million, and he will improve the squad dramatically as well. So what you might end up seeing is Jack Grealish on the left, Iliman and Dyson number 10, Drewsbury Hall is the number 8, and then potentially looking at maybe a hybrid of Idrissa Gueye and James Garner as dual number 6s with the option of going as number 8s. Time will tell. Honestly, time will tell. Like I said, it's a great time to be a Blue, even though the results aren't going our way at this point in time. Things are going to start looking up very, very soon. Just one thing I need to re-emphasize with you as well. In that new stadium, what you got to take into account is for the first, I'd say 5 to 10 games, it is going to feel like an away fixture. It's going to feel like an away fixture for the fans, and it's going to feel like an away fixture for the players. So we just need to just understand this. Get behind the team. Now, bear in mind, the away Everton support is some of the best in the world. So if it is going to feel like an away fixture, we need to treat it like an away fixture. And all of the allocations, what? 3,000 away fans normally. So all 49,000 Evertonians need to be up, singing their absolute hearts out, getting behind the team and showing them what we're about. So we're going to have to pump that soul into this stadium and make it better than what Goodison Park was. The old classic old lady was an absolute monumental stadium. It was a stadium like no other. I can say that without a doubt. But we're going to have to make this into a stadium like no other. We need to make this into the modern variant of Goodison Park. Make it a place where away teams hate coming to. We've got to give that intimidation factor. We've got to be terrifying. That's my chair, by the way. We've got to make it a place where when they come out and they hear us screaming and roaring and chanting, singing, they think, oh crap. They need to think, okay, we've just come into the freaking bear pit here. And they need to think, okay, let's just survive this 90 minutes. Don't let them think, okay, we've got a potentially easy game here. We want them to think, let's say for argument's sake, they only lose 1-0 or 2-1. We want them coming out thinking, oh, thank God, we only lost by 1 goal. Thank God for that. That's what we need to make them think. And especially with that atmosphere, we've got to put that atmosphere on them and make those away players and away fans think, oh my words, what have we gotten ourselves into? But yeah, that's just my opinion anyway. So anyway, guys, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. Also, I'd like to say a big thank you to all my Cup of Coffee members here. If you want to be like these guys and get your name down the banner below, become a part of the School of Science Cup of Coffee TV. The School of Science Cup of Coffee tier. It's less than £1 a month, guys, and that £1 a month helps massively towards the channel. We currently have 3,337 subscribers on the channel right now. If even only 1/10 of you guys were part of this tier, that's what? Let's say £333, all the threes, eh? That's what I'd love. I'd love for us to go for a season just getting all 3 points, eh? That'd be amazing. Just 3 points after 3-pointer. But yeah, so £333 a month coming into this channel will do so many good things. Matchday experience, I will be looking into getting, the DJI pockets. You'll see the likes of Mr. Drone UK using them. The guys at Toffee TV use them. So I want to try and get my hands on one of them for matchday experiences. Get the lapel mic as well. So when we go into the game, I can walk down. We can do like a little pre-match there. And then when I'm in the stadium, I can get it onto my phone, get it uploaded straight away. So you then have a matchday experience from me coming to the stadium before a ball is even kicked. On top of that, again, painting this wall. We're going to get that sorted out. The next payout from YouTube is going straight into this. So I'm going to be sorting out some paint. It's going to be very similar to this, in fact. I was thinking of doing like a sort of neutral grey, but I figured I wear black most of the time when here. I wear black a lot. Why? I'm not goth or anything like that. Sorry, Emma. Not goth. But yeah. So we're going to probably make it into a similar blue as this. I'm going to probably put a back layer on there, secondary layer, because as you can tell, even over here, it's sort of nicked it a bit. I'm going to try and do these walls as well. I'll try and even expand the acoustic foam. So I want to try and bring that into a couple of layers. So it's probably just, that's a good one, just coming up to the edge of it. Who's just messaged me then? Nope. Not a message. It was telling me to get around and get moving. How rude. So yeah, I want to try and expand the acoustic foam to try and get a bit more sound dampening in here so that it's a bit more, this is a little less echoey. It's really good at the moment, but there is still a very faint echo that I notice, and being the perfectionist I am, I need to try and get that fixed. Also, we do have merchandise as well. So if you don't want to support the channel in the way of, committing £1 a month, you can actually buy merchandise. We have got the Ghost of Goodison memorabilia there. We've got the He's a Mackham, He's a Blue stuff. We've got the Make Everton Great Again stuff. So there is a wide variety on the Redbubble down below. I know it's called Redbubble, I'm sorry, that's the name of the company. They are probably one of the best ones to go through for me, being a small-time content creator trying to bring merchandise out here. Using those guys, they don't charge like a subscription service or anything like that. All they do is they take a chunk of the commission. So, in that regard, it's much better than Shopify or anything like that. Hence the reason why I use them. But I digress. I have talked way too long. If you like the video, you know what to do. If you want to suggest anything to the channel, put it down in the comment section below. If you liked it and you want more people to watch it, share this with your friends, your family, fellow Evertonians, your workmates who are Evertonians. Share it with whoever. I would greatly appreciate that. We want to try and grow this channel as much as we can. And I want to make this into the best experience possible, because I know I've got a few people here who watch this from the likes of America. Got them in Australia, New Zealand. How's it going, guys? I've got a few people from Thailand as well, and Ireland. I've had all over the place. I've got so many of you guys all over the world, and I could not thank you enough for your continued support. So in any case, my words are just not working at the moment. It's getting very late at the moment. I need to get this all wrapped up, get this uploaded, and get ready for work tomorrow, because there's going to be a long day, because I've got a few Copite friends who I know for a fact are going to give us stick. Oh, you lost your first game. Oh, no. I'll just have to remind them that they lost the Community Shield to bloody Crystal Palace. But in any case, guys, again, for the final time, thank you so much for watching. Up the freaking toffees, and peace.